folks, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I am Angela Ramsey, and I'm here with Angela's Crystal Corner. I'm here for Edgar Cayce's A.R.E, the Association for Research and Enlightenment. I just saw the video blink. I hope we're still here. I'm hoping we have an uneventful night with the video. Looks like the connections are good. At any rate, I'm very proud to be here for the Edgar Cayce A.R.E. It's a learning center in Virginia Beach that was created by Edgar Cayce, who's a famous psychic. I kind of try to let you guys know a little bit of the basics every time we meet for people that are new and haven't seen our show before. I'm here the fourth Tuesday of every month. This time the show got pushed forward a bit, and then we will still have another one the fourth Tuesday, which is 3 weeks from now. So make sure to say something so we know you're here, and I'm so happy that you're here. And I'll get back to Edgar Cayce, who was a famous psychic. He was a farmer. He was a Christian. He has been known as a prophet because he spoke on many subject matter when he was kind of under a trance. And the people that he read for, he helped greatly. And he also believed in doing things for the right reason, not for profit, to help people, etc. It finally wore him out. Bless him. And he passed away pretty early. At any rate, I'm here for him and for the Association for Research and Enlightenment. And we talk about crystals in terms of Edgar Cayce's thought process on it. And really, Nikola Tesla has the same thought process. So do other people. It's a vibrational measurement that you can find in crystals. They are grown in the ground. They do make movement and form themselves with atoms over atoms and make exact structures that sometimes can be used to help with electronics, etc. But they also help us with their vibration, and that's what is so interesting to me. I want to read you the Tesla quote again because I've read it before. I think it's so fascinating that that would be something he said, but it makes perfect sense. He said, "In a crystal, we have clear evidence of the existence of a formative life principle. And though we can't understand the life of a crystal, it is nonetheless a living being." And, you know, I know that we're looking at a crystal or a carved piece. This is a piece of carved clear quartz. It's not physically alive right now, but it does have a vibration, just like everything does. And these things are grown in the ground. They do grow. That was a carved piece. It doesn't grow like that. But at any rate, they move and grow. So they do have some sort of a life form, and I'm sure that's what he's talking about. And to me, they're very helpful to me, and I consider them friends, and I like them to be happy. So, that being said, with our shows, we take one crystal and kind of highlight it for the show, and then we talk about the everyday uses of crystals and any other questions that may come up. If you have a question, please put it on the chat line with this video, and I will answer them after the show, if not during the show. Sometimes I have time to go down and do that during the show. I'll definitely answer afterwards. And I will let you know my cat is walking around. We may see her at some point. I'm trying to get her to be good. She's not always good. So she's always sweet, but, you know, she can get in trouble sometimes. But at any rate, I want to do one more reading from Edgar Cayce's book. This is Gems and Stones. He did not write this book, but it's a compilation of his readings on stones and kind of how he viewed them. Again, he felt that anything that you did, you should use it for the good. If you used it for the bad, it would turn on you. And he thought that about stones too. I'm not going to read that reading right this second, but I am in agreement with that. He says, one question, and he's doing a psychic reading. His secretary is taking notes and writing down everything he's saying. He was unaware of what he was saying in this trance-like state. These readings are in compilation at the A.R.E. Center in Virginia Beach. You can go look them up by subject matter and by title if you need to find information on a certain thing. Very interesting to look up those things. This is the question was being asked. If I were to wear the stone as suggested in a previous reading, would it improve my mental, physical, or spiritual condition? The answer: This naturally is to make, as indicated, the body more sensitive to the higher vibrations. Not so much in the physical health as in the mental and spiritual influences that would be materially aided. I take what I like and leave the rest from his readings and anything else, and I suggest you do the same. I always say that it's a philosophy that has worked well. Um, I don't care what religion or spiritual beliefs you have or what you do. It doesn't matter. This is supposed to be fun. Crystals are supposed to be fun. There are people who are very particular about them and they believe certain things and they aren't moved by that. And I kind of don't fall in that spectrum. I'm more open minded. I do believe they have a lot of value to me. And I hope that you can find something that makes you happy about them. They make me happy. And that shouldn't be difficult, and you shouldn't feel like you have any stupid questions. There aren't any stupid questions. But as for my show and anything else, take what you like and leave the rest. If you don't like something I say, just keep on watching. Maybe you'll hear something else you do like. Who knows? Um, so tonight, that being said, the stone we're going to look at is called fluorite, and it's spelled fluorite, Fluorite. And as I describe to people, anything with the end of an ite in the stone world is usually spelled ite. Um, Fluorite is a very unusual stone. It it is formed. This is purple fluorite. I don't know why my video turns red at times. At any rate, I want you to notice the formations. They're like little cities, little bitty cubular cities. That's how you know what fluorite looks like. This is what it looks like unpolished. This is pulled out of the ground like this, but they're tiny little cities looking things in there. And I love those about fluorite. But that's kind of the natural nature of it before it's polished. Um, it is a stone that has many different properties. As many stones do, it helps you with your psychic alignment, but it also helps to clear things out and narrow them down and make them comfortable and calm. It's a zippy little stone. I have seen people that react to it, like they can feel the vibration of fluorite pretty quickly, and people are very drawn to it, very attracted to it, and I would say probably because it's such a beautiful color. And of course, my favorite colors are the blues. This is a blue turquoise like point that I have. And if you're interested in any of my stones and you want to come by and see them or purchase them, just email me at angscrystalcorner@gmail.com. And that's angscrystalcorner@gmail.com. My nickname is Ange to my family, so that's why that's the email address. But I've had a couple of you come by. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed getting together with you and helping you figure out what stones might be good for you, etc. Pretty good at that. Um, I'm an empath, and I have pretty good judgment on those things. I'm going to show you. This is a museum quality piece. Whenever you hear museum quality piece mentioned by a stone person, then you can see that structure really well in that. It just means that it's a very high quality piece, probably very expensive. As this is naturally formed and it's in a beautiful sea blue, which is, hard to find. And anyhow, I just thought it would show you really well the structure, the little city. They look like little cities. Anyhow, I love it. One of my favorite pieces. And then for my birthday one year, I found, I don't know what happened with that. It's like the camera went down. When I went to, it was my birthday one year, I went and found this piece right here, which is a purple sphere. Of course, this is, carved and polished. So now you're seeing what it looks like carved and polished. You can, if you look, see this cubular formation in there, even though it's polished and smooth. And it's not as easy to see in a polished piece, but it is there. Here's another a piece as it was found. This is light green, and that's the cubular formation that it's found in. I love the sweet energy of that light green. And this, one of my friends carved. This is a blue fluorite, and it's got a like a butterfly inside of it. I put it there. You go. You can see the butterfly kind of, the butterfly flash in there. It's just gorgeous. The light blue fluorite is kind of more rare. You don't find it very often. Fluorite is found, by the way, all over the place, in the United States even. Plenty of fluorite in the United States. It's a soft stone. It is suggested that you don't put it in water, but I run mine underwater to get the dust off. It's not that soft, but it is pretty soft. Water is not my favorite way to cleanse stones. We've kind of discussed how you cleanse stones, and there are many ways to do it. My favorite way is to sage, because sage cleanses you, cleanses the house, cleanses everything. And it also apparently takes care of 90% or maybe even higher percent of bacteria in the air. So in today's day of germs, etc., I like that too. Again, a word of caution: open a window when you sage. Sage is called smudging. It's done with generally white sage or Palo Santo stick, which is a wood that's also sacred. And you want the negative energy to escape your house, and it has to leave somewhere. It attaches to smoke. Make sure you have some windows open. You don't want them to stay in the house with you. Okay, so here's another carved piece, and this is just a regular piece that's carved that way. I find a lot of those. I like that. I like that shape. I don't know what it's called formally. I don't know the scientific name of that shape, but I like it. It's like two triangles together. Um, oh, my little wolfie. I found a lot of carvings with fluorite, and you can tell I did break his jaw off. Guilty here. I glued it back on. I'm not much about gluing stones. I don't really like that exactly, but I felt bad for Wolfie, so I put his little chin back on there. He's still pretty, still powerful. I've had you ask me before if broken stones are changed. They're not changed at all in terms of vibrational medicine. Um, they are. A lot of people say, well, you're supposed to share half and give half, keep half and this and that. I put them in my plants. And of course, nobody likes to have a broken stone, but it doesn't change the vibrational medicine that it can offer. And, to explain vibrational medicine a little bit, Edgar Casey felt that, your line, whatever vibration the stone kind of carries will help you rise to that vibration. Stones generally have a higher vibration than we do. And if you want to use them for fighting negative energy, they apparently can dispel that and get rid of it as well. Well, this is one of my favorite natural pieces that I got a long time ago because it's got kind of a pink piece to it, like a peachy pinky and purple. But it also shows you this little city structure. And even within the square pieces are other little pieces of city structure. But the vibrational medicine of fluorite is to help you be clear minded and get in touch with your spiritual side and be calm. And I have seen people react to it. And I was going to tell you a little thing. We were talking about uses for crystals, and we've talked about wearing jewelry and having grids, crystal grids. We've talked about those a little bit. But another thing that people do in terms of meditating is they will use them on their chakras. And I actually saw this in a crystal program at the Edgar Casey Center one time. And of course, like I said, these are zippy little stones. They you can feel them, and someone definitely enjoyed it a lot and felt it. But you can place it on your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, whatever it is you need help with. And we were laying on the ground when this happened. At least I was sitting there, and my friend had one on her throat and on her heart. The heart is the most common thing I hear about fluorite. Is the common chakra to put it on. But you just lay it there and you go through your meditation. And that is how you get your body aligned with this vibration. For a simple way to put it, for you to understand what it means to use them for that. Now, I was going to show you another couple of pieces. These are pieces from the Rogerley mine, which is in Britain. And what happens with these is they color change. If you get them out in the sun, they turn into brilliant blues and purples. Really cool fluorite from another country. And then we have polished pieces, which I showed you one little one. And I thought we would do some cleansing with the, this is one of my favorites because you can see green and purple. I love when you can see all these colors in there. But we use the tuning fork to cleanse as well because the vibration of music can cleanse and recharge things. So I'm just going to see. It's tuned to quartz, but quartz is found in fluorite. You can see it's got a mixture of things in it, and I've definitely heard it when I clean them, so I'm just going to see. This is my fork. I have a little rubber mallet that I hit to get it to start, and then I see what happens when I get near the stone. Oh, yeah. This stone must need to be cleansed because I can tell you, you hear this in the vibration when they need to be cleansed. If they don't, you don't hear it. That one had one really active side. That's one of my favorite ones, though, because I love the different colors you can see in it. And fluorite comes in blue, green, purple, Most of the time you'll see it in green, purple. Blue is very, very rare. This is another little one that shows you, again, the cubular formation. Oh, yeah. I'm not touching it. I'm just getting it near it. And it will cleanse, this vibration cleanses the room and the piece. And fluorite, it being a softer, gentler stone, it's still going, will pick up, the vibrations that you're using it for. And you want to cleanse your stones because you don't want them with any negative energy. And, sometimes they absorb that for you. They do their job for you, and you want to keep them on point to use later. Okay, we're going to do another one. That's not too bad. It touched my finger on it. Okay. There we go. That's loud. But that's a pretty one. This has got a lot of quartz in it. I figured it might react. Generally, when you start doing this, you'll find your stones react less and less. It seems like they clean each other. But of course, I have to show you a Big Daddy. And I want to use that one and see what it does. Because I don't think I've cleansed this in a long time. This is a multicolored point with purple and green. This is kind of a common combination color. It's called rainbow fluorite. Let's see what it does. Oh yeah, I can hear that. That's pretty loud. Pretty cool, huh? And then let's see. I have another piece I was going to show you that is an unpolished piece with a polished piece. Kind of cool. It's got a bonk right there. I was going to tell you that, when you buy stones out there, don't accept bunks. This came like this. I didn't like it. It's okay because I deal with a lot of this kind of purchase and I don't get too upset about it. But, get a decent stone for yourself. Don't accept a chip here unless you're okay with that and somebody marks it down some. If it's minor, it's okay. But, they're polished that way. You don't want to buy one that's not nicely done. And you especially don't want to overpay for it. I was going to show you this one. This is a really cool one. I love this. This is a polished point, but it shows this formation, just kind of unusual. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Let's see, what else do I? Oh, this is another one I like. It's another point. It has what is called a VUG, V-U-G, a druzy pocket in the middle, which shows quartz. To me, it looks like a lightning strike, right? That's pretty cool. So, how are we doing for time? We're doing good on time, kids. And we're doing good on everything else, too. So, just a few more points that I have. Points come in all kinds of mixtures of colors. And this is another kind of a green, blue one. And another mix. And I also have a lot of smaller spheres, like there's a sphere over here, I think. Let's see. Oh, the camera's backwards, so I can't tell what I'm doing. And this is like a green-blue sphere. Again, polished. If you look, you can see all kinds of different colors in there. And then I also have this cool little fluorite lamp right here that sits on a light, and it's got that beautiful turquoise bottom. I love that. I keep that in my kitchen, but I thought you'd enjoy seeing it. So let me read to you a little bit more about fluorite. Now that you've gotten to see it, I wanted to just kind of show you the stones, and then I'll tell you what it says about it. Again, there are different meanings or vibrations for each color. I think the most sweet one is the light blue, like I showed you, this light blue that's hard to come by. But we're looking, let's look at rainbow fluorite. Rainbow fluorite balances chakras as well as body, mind, spirit, harmonizes emotions, facilitates communication with higher self and higher beings, including the divine, promotes intuition and inspiration, aids spiritual awakening and enlightenment. And then, where's going to go? The blue. Oh, blue. Calms and creates rational thoughts, soothes mental or emotional chaos, facilitates communication, improves insight, facilitates kind honesty, supports spiritual awakening. So, a lot of stones have similar qualities. I think fluorite's kind of like I said, it's a zippy stone because people react to it pretty strongly. But it's also a sweet stone to have around. People are very drawn to it. I like it a whole lot. At any rate, I'm very drawn to it. Of course, I'm drawn to that green blue color, that sea blue color, and a lot of other people are. At any rate, I have plenty of it. It's one of my favorites. Clearly, I'm very drawn to it, and I hope you enjoyed seeing those stones. I've got a lot more of those if anybody's interested to come visit, or we could also do a video thing. Let me look and see what I have in terms of comments, if there's anything I can answer right now. Crystal reference. Okay. The reference that I'm using here, let me get my camera back up where I can see it. This is Crystals for Healing. And I'm going to tell you, just like I tell you about me, take what you like and leave the rest. There are 50,000 books out there on crystals. And it's frustrating to me to see the different things written about different ones. It's hard to, if you're new, it's hard to figure it out. You have to use your intuition and trust that. And listen to somebody who's worked with crystals, because there's some crystals that do things that aren't even written in the books. Carnelian is one of them. I've talked about that before. It's a very powerful stone, and I had no idea. I've had so many people drawn to that stone, and they didn't know why they were drawn to it, and I figured it out pretty quickly. But carnelian is a real healer. It calms people, especially if they have anxiety. I can watch people just completely change their whole persona holding a piece of carnelian, and you don't really see that in the books about it. It's more of an organizing, helps you get your work done type of stone. And, I just kept seeing what was happening over and over again. So trust your gut. Take what you like in these books and leave the rest, because you'll hear something that you don't agree with. Or you see a totally different opposing view of it in another book. So just understand that. And that's why I keep telling you that, to be open-minded and not be so hard on a certain opinion on crystals, because sometimes it just doesn't gel with everybody. And it doesn't really matter. All right, let me look back. When I look at the comments, I can't see the video, so let's see. Is fluorite black? I have other things of purple and black fluorite chunk. I don't think amethyst. Purple and black. I don't know about that, Jessica. Hey, Jessica Lane. I'm not sure. And Malia Huddle asked about the crystal reference. There is a black fluorite. I read about that today. It's one of the most powerful there is, but I've never seen it. So I'm not sure. It could be a chevron amethyst, or it could be, something. Some amethyst comes in agate. It's found in agate, so it's got agate polished around it. Sometimes that is what you'll see with that. You can always email me a picture of it, and I can tell you what I think. Let's see. What can I do to cleanse if you don't have the fork? That's Lovey Harrison. Hi, Lovey. There's so many things you can do. I've said before, I don't believe in using the sunlight. Crystals are not born in the sun. They don't like it, in my opinion. And you will find that it damages a lot of colored quartz, like amethyst. No, that's not fakely colored. That's how it comes out. Amethyst, smoky, rose quartz. Any of the quartzes can be faded by sunlight. So I don't use sunlight, but people do the moonlight. My favorite is, as I said, is to use sage and sage the house, like you're smudging on Native American ritual. And I just do that around the house, around the crystals. I don't pick them all up. If I've got some new ones, I might, but, I just do it all around the house. Another thing you can do is water, but you have to be careful with water, because water damages some stones. It damages celestite. It damages aragonite. It's not said to use for fluorite, but I will run it under cold water and then dry it to clean it, because it gets kind of dusty with these little cities in here. These little bitty cities. I can't see what I'm showing you now. Daggone it. Where is my video? Yeah, these little cities in here get dusty. So, I've never seen that harm it, but it is a soft stone, so I would use caution with that. Another thing you can do to cleanse a stone is dirt. I have planted many stones in dirt, and they clean up very well with dirt. Or even you can use a bowl of rice, bowl of brown rice, bowl of white rice. Just fill it up with dry rice and put the stone down there. You're just kind of putting it back to ground zero, back to its original form when it was below the ground, and that's how they're mined. Let's see. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. You are so welcome here, and it makes me happy to do this. Stones as necklaces, can they be used in healing? Well, of course they can. I that's how I started out, really trying to figure out what is going on, with these stones. That's kind of where I started. I started looking at my own jewelry, and I actually went to California and spent a lot of time there in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and they had some stone shops there, and I got some jewelry, and I was just started becoming curious about what was in it and what it meant, and it very quickly turned into a house full of rocks, and you know it doesn't matter how small a stone is, it still has the same vibration as a huge one. Um, I don't think it would affect you as much. If I hugged a big fluorite, I'm probably going to get more of a charge than if I hug a tiny one, but it still has the same effect. And they're still just as precious, small or big. So if you've got one on your body, now sometimes you don't have the back off where you can touch the stone. Like this is an azurite and chrysola ring, and it's not open on the back, so I don't have the effect of it touching my skin all the time, but I touch it sometimes on the top. So, yes, definitely jewelry is a good thing to pay attention to, in my opinion. I wear a black tourmaline necklace here and there if I'm going somewhere I have a question about. I always carry a citrine in my pocket. Citrine repels evil, real evil, and this is real citrine, natural citrine. It's not heat-treated amethyst, which is called citrine, but that's orange. This is natural citrine. It comes from the Congo. I always carry one. So, with that being said, our time is getting short here. I want to sing the Carol Burnett song to you guys because I really enjoy it and I don't want it to end. We were talking about other ways to cleanse. I think I covered most of that. Again, saging is my favorite thing to do because it does take negative energy out. It also, the Native Americans used it to celebrate. It alive, refreshes. It's not just to get negative energy out or to cleanse. It's to celebrate and refresh. And I think that it does that. Okay, so the one other thing that we do every time is we pull a crystal card for you guys. This is the crystal deck that I use. I'm not really a card puller exactly, but I think it's fun because I just reach in and pull whatever, and I'm assuming we all hear the message we need to hear because after that I read what it says about it, and it's an inspirational type of thing rather than exactly pertaining to the crystal. So, well, this is one of my favorites. I did a show on this. This is ocean jasper. I love ocean jasper. It's one of my favorite stones. I have it all over the place. It is a love stone, and you can find one of my shows. All of my shows are recorded. You can go back and look them up. They don't bore you too much. I think they're fun. A few of them we've had glitches with the video, and I hope we're over that now. Thank goodness we've been here pretty much the whole time, and I'm very happy about that. Ocean jasper. Schedule yourself in. There's always time for me time. It's okay to make yourself a priority. If you don't take care of yourself, it's hard to be available to care for others in an effective and healthy way. Schedule a little time every day to ensure that you are nurturing and nourishing yourself properly. Take a break and treat yourself in some small way. You've earned it. If your day is so full you can't schedule 5 minutes for yourself, then schedule 10. Self-care is not selfish. It's absolutely necessary in order to be the best version of you. Core questions. What do you do for yourself? Do you put yourself last on the to-do list? How can you make yourself more of a priority? Crystal action. Affirm, I care for myself because I'm important. Today, make a commitment to schedule time for yourself. So that was a good one for us to hear. I just think intuitively, divine inspiration. We hear what we're supposed to hear. And that was a good one. And again, reach out to me via email. I will give you my cell phone number and we will make an appointment and chat somehow or another. I just don't have that out there in the general public. But I'm happy to meet up and help you figure out what you can do. And you can also purchase crystals from me. And with that being said, peace, love, and prayers for goodness for all of you. And thank you again for being here. And come again. We'll be here in 3 weeks on Tuesday, the 4th Tuesday of the month. Bless you.